Hi, Divine Feminine. Thank you so much for clicking in on this video. I so much appreciate your time. I hope that you're having a good day. This is a Divine Feminine reading. And if you identify as a Divine Feminine, it means that you identify as a manifester. And what manifestors do is they bring in energy, they bring in opportunity, they pull them in towards themselves. So they bring in money, they bring in peace, they bring in love, they bring in people together, all that kind of stuff. And the key phrase that I have for today for Divine Feminine is the ultimate manifester. So, whatever it is that today is for Divine Feminine, there's an energy of where manifestation is really, really at your peak for today. Okay. Um, Yeah, so this reading is going to be divided into four parts. The first part is going to be spiritual messages, and these spiritual messages are going to be messages from your guides, angels, ancestors, and God. The second part is going to be with intuition, and that's going to be your higher self messages that you give, that's literally between you and your higher self. The second part is going to be looking into the mind and the mental state, how you're processing everything mentally. And then the last part of the reading is going to be spiritual advice on what you should be doing. And we're going to take a look on how things are going to shake up in the next 24 hours. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, the other thing that I was forgetting, I'm sorry, because I remember all of this, the intro, right? But I wanted to ask you if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then also leave a comment after it's done, just to tell me how did you like it and everything. I really, really appreciate that. But let's dive into the first part of the reading. In the first part of the reading, remember, we're talking about spiritual messages. So these are messages from your guides. These are going to be messages from your ancestors. This is going to be messages from angels and also God. Ooh. Okay, so beginning something new here. Now we did get a card that fell out. It fell out with the bottom side up, so we'll look at that at the end of this section. But we have the Page of Pentacles here. So starting something new, you know what I mean? The Page is Novice, and the Page of Pentacles has actually been coming up a lot for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine for the past week. But this is starting on something new, starting on building a new skill of some kind. When we're looking into the spiritual piece, Pentacles really, really represent morals and skills and abilities. And so there's some sort of new ability here that's being bestowed on you. And then we have the Justice card along with the Knight of Swords here. And what that means is it's something that's owed to you. It's something that balances the scales in something. So maybe something was imbalanced in your life. Maybe a situation with somebody or whatever. But it's information that's going to balance things out in your life and for you. Whatever you've been trying to, if you've been trying to manifest something for a while, now today is a gateway to focus on it and to get it built. Something that wasn't achieved is now able to be achieved now. So in the recent past, we're going to say this is the past month, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this has been bestowed on you probably for the past month. You may have been a little bit tired, a little bit drowsy for the last 30 days, last week or 30 days. For some of you, it could be the last year even. But this skill is something new, has been developing. This, like, maybe a year ago or a month ago, you developed a skill of some kind, and it has to deal with manifesting, bringing things towards you. And after a year or a month, you're now able to walk the path somehow, because we're at the Eight of Cups here. So there is a mastery of it now. People know it. People have mixed feelings about how it is, but you don't really care about other people's feelings. You're the person in the middle that's looking up and you're giving the show. And the show is your skills, your abilities. And all people can do is sit back and watch, really. In the near future, you're going to be taking a chance on something. So later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow, at the beginning of tomorrow, whatever it is, after about 12 hours, maybe, you're going to be in this full energy. You're going to be doing something completely new. There's going to be like a surprise of some kind, but you're going to be taking a chance on something. And then ultimately, we're at the Four of Chalices here. So you may be working with somebody. Maybe you're working with somebody. Maybe you've worked with this person for a while, and you guys are just now coming to the point of being able to work well with each other on something, and it's something emotional. So whatever it is that you have your emotions tied to, some people have money tied to their emotions, some people don't. It could be something with a relationship, family, whatever, family, friendships. It's not very specific, but it just has to deal something with the emotions of keeping something stable, balancing it out and having it stable, right? And you're utilizing this skill to work with this person. And that's something that you chose, because now we're pulling out the card that fell out, and it's the Two of Wands. It's something that you chose, and you were kind of afraid to go that route because you see the babies crying, and the babies crying, it makes the sky cry. Um, so it's a pathway that you kind of were a little bit afraid of taking. And so this is very, very significant about overcoming a fear or something, maybe working with somebody and working on a certain skill. So that's basically what spiritual messages are coming in today for Divine Feminine. It's about working on a skill, on a manifesting skill that you have, bringing it to maturity. Now we're going to take a look into the second part of the reading, and this is the emotional part. And the emotional part also is intuition, messages from your higher self. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for the sunflower and the butterfly. Okay, so at the base here, we have the Emperor upside down. So you're getting some messages about somebody who had the basis is somebody who misused their power. I don't know if this is maybe a fear that you might misuse your power. Maybe you might be afraid of it, or this is somebody that has misused their power over other people, has taken advantage of other people, or whatever. But this is something that there's messages from your higher self about this person. So once again, we have this Ace of Pentacles, we have the Sun, and then we also have the Chariot upside down. So let's dig into this, because this is the center energy of what all of this is based on. Once again, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles when it came to spiritual messages. It's already been given to you. So here's the center energy. There's attention onto this ability that you have, because with the Sun card, it's saying that there's attention to this ability. It's great. It's good. And then all of a sudden we have the Chariot energy upside down. It doesn't go anywhere. Interesting, because this is based off of what? An Emperor upside down. Somebody misusing their power. Somebody misusing their position. Somebody taking advantage of the level of influence that they have. Now, right off the bat already, before we even go any further, I'm already kind of feeling that this may be a person that either maybe they're trying to use your shine, or they're trying to dim your light, or they're trying to limit where you can go with your abilities and with your skills. We have the Empress upside down. So we have the Emperor and we have the Empress upside down in the recent past with the Empress upside down with the Temperance upside down. So this is somebody who they created a lot of imbalance. There's definitely a lot of selfishness here. You've gotten a lot of messages about this person. This could be either or a masculine or a feminine because the Empress and the Emperor came upside down together. It could be a couple of some kind. Now, for some of you, it could be a boss at your job. For some of you, it could be your parents. For some of you, it could be one person. It could be a mother or your father or whatever it is somebody that has some sort of authority here. And they have enough authority to create a level of imbalance with the Temperance upside down. And this would have started happening. You got messages from with your higher self about this, but this would have started happening around when you started developing this new skill, this new manifestation skill, or this new ability that you have. And like I said, it could be a month ago. For some of you, it could be a year ago that this started because we're talking about pinnacles. So pinnacles are stable, but they take time. They take the most time to develop. But you would have gotten some messages in as the skill was coming in, as the skill was developing, and as the skill of yours was maturing. And I do believe that this person, they did see that you had this ability and they do see your potential and they want to kind of stifle it. But I also feel that they may want to use it. Now, craftily, your higher self, Six of Swords, right now, is guiding you on to how to keep this, how to do the right thing, how to get to peace, how to get to a point where you don't have to deal with this mental struggle and everything. Your higher self is really guiding you towards that. And it has to deal with some sort of communication. Um, how to communicate in this situation, how to maneuver around this energy because realistically this energy does have some level of influence. So it's how to maneuver around this energy without really taking the backlash or taking the least amount of backlash as possible, but still coming out on top. And I feel like that's important. Normally spirit would really be saying to confront the energy and everything, and spirit is wanting you to do that, but wanting you to do that logically and wanting you to do it at a point of knowledge, not necessarily emotionally. So we have in the near future, we have the Queen of Swords upside down. This could be the same figure. This could be another thing. For some of you, this is a group. For some of you, it's just one person. Okay. The Queen of Swords talks about cold behavior, very cold behavior. It also talks about a liar because she's upside down. So this is somebody that uses logic and uses their mind and uses their intelligence to lie and to manipulate and make things seem that they are some way that they really aren't. And this is coming up probably near the end of the day till tomorrow. You're going to be getting a lot of messages about this person here once again. And your guides is going to be, along with that's coming underneath the Fool, your guides is going to be asking you to do something that you've never done before with the Fool card. Take a chance on something. What I'm hearing is you have more power in the situation than you really think, than you really know. This person is maneuvering the way that they are because they realize your potential and they realize your value and they kind of want to keep you in a box so that you don't necessarily know your worth and act on knowing your worth. So then there's a bit of fear around that because you do need to understand the worth of this Ace of Pentacles, this ability that you have, your value of what you bring, and that it cannot be bought. You cannot just find it on the street. You can't walk down the street and find your abilities. You run across it if you're lucky in life. So there's messages coming in about that, on how to deal with that. And then once again, we have the Fool card ultimately, and ultimately pushing you into doing something that you haven't done before, taking a chance on something, going with the flow, going with spirit. Now, that's your messages from your higher self. We're going to look into how you're processing this mentally. Okay. So let's start with what fell out. We have the Magician upside down came out first. So this is something that's not focused. Okay. We have the Lovers upside down along with the Two of Pentacles. So this is trying to balance things out after a breakup. Now, this is side energy. We're going to kind of tie this in as we go, but there's lack of focus. There's a breakup of some kind, breakup of a partnership or a relationship. And then there is Two of Pentacles, which is trying to balance things out. So it's almost like there's a figure that doesn't have the help, doesn't have, like, they may have had help with somebody and then they lost that help and now they're balancing things, trying to balance stuff out. And then there's an energy of a lack of focus, and this is all coming in. Now, we do have the King of Cups here, along with the Nine of Cups, along with the Ten of Wands. Okay, let's go into this. This is the basis of your mind. King of Cups is emotional maturity, the master of emotions, gives of the emotions, but doesn't really give where it's not needed. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's having a mental breakdown, or I'm sorry, if somebody's crying and they're having a hard time and they cry all the time about something, but it's really, they don't take responsibility. I'm only going to invest so much emotions into that, right? So there's a discernment on where you're going to invest your emotions. And then there's the Nine of Cups. So these are wishes, your desires, what you want, heart fulfillment, love fulfillment, all that kind of stuff, money, whatever it is, it's your wishes. And then we have the Ten of Wands, and this is coming to the end of burdens. So your basis of your mind is keeping discernment over what you basically put your emotions into, and that's in your desire is to Ten of Wands, let go of burdens. You let go of burdens that way because you're no longer taking burdens from energetic vampires. If you know what an energetic vampire is, it's somebody who, when you're around them, you'll know because you'll feel very tired when you're after talking to them or talking to them for 5 minutes, you'll start feeling tired because it's somebody that siphons your energy from you. Like literally you could be sitting down with this person and they just drain your energy. Now, a normal interaction is I give you my energy, you give me your energy, and we kind of keep each other even. But an energetic vampire doesn't have energy to give. So in those interactions, they just take, and they don't give anything back. So then after that, you're energetically depleted. Okay. So in the center energy, we have the Fool upside down, rejuvenation, and the Ten of Swords. Mentally, you're not really wanting to do anything different. We have the Fool upside down. You're not really wanting to take a chance on anything. You're wanting to be very calculated. Oh, let me say, in this deck, the Fool is making smart decisions upside down. Right side up, it's making foolish decisions. But right side up, it's a little different than other tarot decks. It actually means making smart decisions. On where you give a second chance, rejuvenation. And making that judgment on the Ten of Swords upside down. So there is a cycle that ended pretty badly. And, we've been talking about this. We're in Mercury retrograde. So it's going to come up a lot, because this is what Mercury retrograde is. It's closure time, right? But this is whether or not, this is making a decision on whether or not you're going to give a second chance to a bad situation. And it may be somebody that broke contact with you. That's why this is side energy here. The Lover's upside down with the Two of Pentacles. Somebody may be coming back to you because after breaking contact with you, they got overloaded. Two of Pentacles. They got overloaded with stuff. They couldn't handle their life. They couldn't handle their finances. They couldn't handle their relationships with other people. They're in the energy of the Magician upside down. They're not really focusing on they're having a hard time focusing on things that make their life better, So the center energy is whether or not you're going to give that second chance. And it's based off of now because after having that experience with that person, you realize, do I really want to give my energy to this situation or not? Do I really want to give my energy to this person or not? You're more discerning with what you give your energy to. And that's really a wish fulfillment. And wishes are coming in. And you come to the end of a certain type of burden. I don't know if this is maybe like a generational thing. Maybe you saw your mother or your father do this, or your cousins or your aunties and uncles or your grandparents, that they take on these burdens or that they take on burdens, emotional burdens from other people because they feel bad for them. And you're coming to the point where it's like, those are your burdens. They're not mine. So I'm going to keep them over there. So I do sense that there is somebody that energetically has came back. I think that they do want to come back. For some of you, they will. For some of you, they won't. Not yet. But energetically, you can feel their energy of wanting to come back for that second chance. And it's really up to you, because they did a Ten of Swords upside down, which means they pretty much stabbed you in the back. They were harsh and overly, and that's how the cycle ended. It didn't end on good terms with this person. So are you going to let them back in your space or not? It's up to you, though. In the recent past, we have the Ten of Pentacles upside down. So your mind has been on stability. You may have thought about this person that has gotten out of contact with you, this Lover's upside down, this person that, there was a break from. Understand that they, like I said, they're very much overly burdened. And with this Ten of Pentacles here on your side, you have thought about that. You have thought about, there's a lot of tens here too. So this is coming to an end of the cycle. You can choose to have a new cycle with them or not, but the cycle is ended. But you've thought about, it wasn't really a happy situation. You know what I mean? It wasn't really happy. It wasn't, prosperous. Money was a struggle. Money might be coming, money opportunities might be coming in now for you. You didn't have that in the connection with this person. There was struggle. There was unhappiness. There was stress. It wasn't stable, because that Ten of Pentacles is upside down. It wasn't stable. And right now, you're completely opposite. This is the fourth 10. There's only 4 tens. And in your mind, you've got 4 tens, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. And now we're at the 10 of Cups. That's the fourth 10, all tens. That means the cycle is over. That's the cycle is over. You get to choose how you start a new cycle. It's your choice. But we have the 10 of cups right now. That's happiness. That's emotional happiness. You are happy. you know, you are fine. You are absolutely fine. This person is, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with the two of pentacles. However, it ended in bad terms, and they're kind of looking at the deal that they got because they're at the two of pentacles. They went back in the cycle. They could have done right and had a 10 of pentacles right side up, but what they did is they actually broke themselves down to a two. Understand that this might be your karmic. I did do a karmic reading yesterday. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it because that's the energy there. We're not going to really focus too much on that because that's what the separate reading was. But you're at a 10 of cups. Happiness, emotional fulfillment, happiness in the relationships that you have around you right now. Fulfilled. And that's why this is a bit of a dilemma because do you give this person a second chance? You're in a good space right now. They gave you a bad taste in your mouth. You're in a good space. Do I want them to come into my better space? My life is better with you gone. That's dangerous. You know what I mean? If you maneuver around somebody or whatever, or you kind of, you behave nasty or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're all, you break up with the person and then their life becomes better. It's hard to get back in that person's life. I'm just gonna say. So in the future, we have the Seven of Swords. We have four cards. Seven of Swords. This talks about lies. This talks about things that are hidden. So you do kind of you are going to be processing this, of course, because Spirit's going to be giving you messages about what Queen of Swords, right? That Queen of Swords energy. So your higher self is going to be giving you messages about that. So mentally, you're going to be getting messages. You're going to be processing things that were hidden, lies, things that didn't seem as they were. Um, and that's about the star upside down, the world upside down, and the sun upside down. Wow. These are all major arcanas, and they're all upside down. And it's, hold on, 17, which is an 8, 19, which is a 10, and 21, which is a 3. Okay, let's break this down. What was hidden in the lies about wishes? That's the star. Lies about wishes, lies about beliefs, they were fake. The world upside down, maybe something wasn't closed out with this person. They had baggage from their past that they were bringing into the connection with you, and they were pretending like they didn't, but they did. But things that should have been closed out weren't closed out. And the sun upside down, they weren't as happy as really they pretended to be. I'm seeing that this person really pretended like they were fine, they were okay, but they really weren't. And you kind of come into this realization afterwards. I mean, really like coming into like today and beginning of tomorrow. And then ultimately we have the Nine of Swords. So you do go through a little bit of withdrawals. I'll be honest with you, it's been kind of with the energy on this, it's been kind of teetering up and down, up and down. And that's the process of, you really did care about this person, you know? So even though, yes, you are more emotionally happy now, and that's what you're thinking about, you're thinking about your emotional happiness, you did want it, you did at some point want it with this person. So there's a little bit of pain when it comes to that. And that's the Nine of Swords. This is a nightmare. You know what I mean? But Spirit is asking you, that's why your higher self is going to be asking you to do the full thing. Do something that you haven't done before. I feel like in the past you've either done one or two things. Either you've walked away from situations like this and you've ran away from it, or you have given people second, third, and fourth and fifth chances. Spirit's really wanting you to evaluate um, a choice that's for you, a choice that benefits you. And that's what's going on in your mind, because you don't necessarily, especially divine feminine, for a lot of you, you make the decision based off of somebody else's needs and not necessarily your needs. So Spirit's really wanting you to base a situation off of your needs, because you have a lot of potential, and a lot of you have a lot of great things coming to you in the future, and you have a lot of Spirit support. And so that's something that Spirit definitely wants you to look into when you're making this decision over this person. But, and I will say this, even though this is the anxiety and this is the fear card, this is at the 9, you come to the end of this. So I do feel like you go through whatever is lagging, the last bit of care, the last bit of, I may have given you another chance. I may have done this. I may have done that. You go through the last of that and you just kind of let it rest. So now we're going to go through doing a reading. The last part of the reading, we're going to be looking into Spirit's advice for the actions that you should do. Okay. So this is about, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Swords upside down and the 8 of Pentacles right side up. So there's something that you have to cut out on working on. Okay. Um, and you have to make a decision. Maybe this is why the pressure is coming in today, because there is a protection that you have to have when it comes to this new ability that you have, this new ability that has matured in you, right? You have to protect it, because if you don't, people will use it and people will drain it from you. So we have the 2 of Swords upside down along with the 8 of Pentacles. So becoming decisive, really. We have the 2 of Cups and we have the Emperor upside down. Once again, the Emperor upside down comes up. So this is a relationship with somebody who really takes advantage of the connection that they have with you. Okay. Very much narcissistic energy. They have some sort of power. I'm thinking the power that they have over you, that they think that they have over you, is emotional. They use your care and your love for them and the connection to manipulate. Now, this could be a relationship, a romantic relationship, could be a friendship. It could be, it doesn't have to be, but it is somebody that you have an emotional connection with, an emotional relationship with. And I do believe, because especially with this coming out with the Lovers upside down, I do believe this is somebody that you're not in union with anymore. The recent past, we have the 2 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. You chose the Wheel of Fortune. You chose a better path. You chose a path that works for you, something different. And the Wheel of Fortune is coming in for you. It's good. Your fortune is good. You felt it intuitively. Now we have the God of Pentacles upside down and the God of Swords upside down. Oh, interesting. When it comes to advice, what I see this as is guarding your resources and guarding your knowledge. Guarding resources and guarding knowledge. Ooh, in the near future, we have the Goddess of Pentacles upside down and the Ace of Wands. Don't just give for free. This is in the near future, so this is later on today with all these messages coming in. Don't just give for free. The biggest thing right now is do not give of yourself without getting something in return. A lot of times, especially for divine feminines, we will give something, we will give, we won't get anything in return because we have an overabundance. But now is a new way. Okay? So try not to give without getting something in return. Guard your abilities, guard your resources, guard your knowledge, guard who you are, guard your abilities, guard your qualities. And take a new path. And then ultimately we have the World and the Justice upside down. Something's not closing out because there's an injustice. Something's not closing out because there's an injustice. And I think that's where this guarding stuff is coming in. There is, okay, I'm feeling a few energies. I did feel a past relationship is what you're kind of processing for. But I think a past relationship you're processing so that you can evaluate something that's going on in the current relationship right now. There's something that's imbalanced right now. And it's like it's a repeat from the past. It's not completely a repeat, but it's very similar. And you're needing to go ahead and move forward from it, guarding your resources, guarding your mind, guarding, being mindful of what you give and what you give, what you take, and starting this new path. Because there's something with this World card and this Justice card upside down. There's a certain cycle that's incomplete, and it won't come complete until justice is made, because we have justice upside down. It won't, there's something underlying. And for some of you, it's going to be with the connection that you have with somebody right now. And for some of you, it's going to be a connection that you had in the past. It didn't end because of justice upside down. Now, even if it ends for you and you move on to a whole nother path, the actual energy structure, it still doesn't end. It doesn't end because the other person is going to have to pay that karma somehow, some way, and then it will end. So for now, you want to be mindful, because as you're walking away from that path, you still may have some effects as far as with people coming into your life. They may have some traits that this person has because it's not fully finished out yet. But the further that you walk away from it, the more that it closes up. It's like the further you walk away from a situation, the more that it closes the situation down. And the further that you walk away, the more karma that the other side of the person on the other side gets, so it can close down. But for now, you want to keep guarded because until that closes off, you are going to be somewhat dealing with remnants of that energy with people that are around you. So even, the further that you get, the weaker that energy gets, but it's still kind of it's you still have to be mindful. Be mindful and be watchful of that, okay? All right, but that's what I have now. That's what I have today for you, Divine Feminine. And I appreciate you watching my video, looking at my channel, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment. Thank you. Bye bye.